So we've all heard the phrase, this is in alignment, or this feels out of alignment. And what does that actually mean? Is there wisdom behind it? How do we achieve alignment? That is what we're talking about today on the Healing is Possible experience with me, author, emotional healing and relationship coach, and media personality, Rebeccah Silence.
Okay, we're going.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, we're going.
Let's take on alignment today, and let's look at how our emotions, particularly toxic emotions, can get in the way of experiencing true alignment and what's possible for us. To start, I just want you to consider that alignment means you're living in a way that feels in harmony with the life you want to live. If you're watching and thinking, this idea of alignment, right here, right now, that feels like an insurmountable Mount Everest climb that is just impossible for me. Hang in here till the end of this episode, because at the very end, I'm actually going to take you through an emotional detox process that will guaranteed get you more aligned than you were before starting this episode today. As always, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please be sure to share with a friend that you feel could benefit from this teaching today, and do your best. It's enough. I am guaranteeing that if you commit to it, by the time we finish today, you'll get at least one thing that you came for that can change your life. So without further ado, let's talk alignment. Let's talk emotional detox and how that can get you closer to living the life you long for. And even more importantly, to experiencing life the way you've always imagined you could. Okay, so now there are three big things we're going to talk about today. Number one, what is alignment? Number two, how do our emotions affect alignment? And number three, what is the benefit of doing an emotional detox so that we can get even more in alignment with ourselves and our lives can flow with more ease and flow? All right, so number one, what is alignment? I love to say, and you maybe have heard me say this before, but I don't think it can ever get old to hear and to remind ourselves that there's not a right way or a wrong way to live. There's not a right way or a wrong way to heal. And there's not a right way or a wrong way to live into the most aligned existence possible for ourselves. But again, what does that mean? So I believe very simply that when you're in alignment, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your integrity, and your commitment, they're going in the direction that's right for you. When we're out of alignment, our thoughts, words, choices, decisions, commitments, etc., they're the opposite. They're out of alignment. They're off with the right way for ourselves. Now, let's make this even less complicated. How do you know you're in the right direction? There's the ease and flow, aka alignment. We're gonna define alignment today in terms of ease and flow, an experience of everything is just moving. When we're out of alignment, there isn't ease and flow. We're somehow thoughts, words, actions, choices, commitments, again, going against what we actually want, what actually feels right to us on a soul level. And therefore, now there's a sense of stress or struggle. And let's not get the idea of there's fear confused with stress and struggle. I can be in the right direction and still have fear come up. And we'll get into that in a moment deeper. But for now, I just want to explain that I can be in the right direction and fear can be present because this is new territory. This is me more courageous. This is me more committed to a life that works for me, that honors me, that takes care of me, that respects me, that's right for me. And I might not be used to that. So there can be fear. And that doesn't mean I'm out of alignment. The reason why stress and struggle are indicators that you likely are, in fact, out of alignment is because you're pushing or forcing or expecting that your actions aren't going to get you the result you want. And the reason why we would expect to not get the results that we want or desire is because on some level, unconsciously, and the work with me, please know this, it's 100% working through bringing awareness to what's unconscious that's out of alignment with who you really are, right? We're bringing to the consciousness what was once unconscious about how we've been living that goes against how we want to be living and who we really are at a core level, at our essence, on a soul level, right? So stress and struggle are indicators that you're living out of alignment. Ease and flow are indicators that you're living into alignment in the right direction for yourself. And if fear pops up, that's okay. Keep going. The fear is not an indicator that you're out of alignment. Again, the fear is an indicator that you're living in uncharted waters as a next level version of yourself that you might not be comfortable yet, or trusting yet, or believing in yet. And that's all okay. Keep going. So one more time, what is alignment? It's you on track with you, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your choices, your commitments. They're what you want, even if you have no evidence or a guarantee that it's going to work, that it's going to get you the desired results and outcomes you want. It's still you powerfully choosing what you want and you powerfully being who you are. And there's nothing more powerful than that. There's nothing more important than that. You taking your life back, living on your terms, in alignment with you, especially when it doesn't seem like it's working out or it's going to work out. This is the medicine. This is the solution. You choosing you, you following you, and you honoring and acknowledging your own truth and giving yourself permission to get what you want. That's always helpful. All right, next, let's talk about how emotions can get in the way of our alignment, and even more importantly, can get us back into alignment. And a lot of times I think we think that emotions are the problem, and we forget or just have never heard or learned that emotions are actually the way back home. Emotions are actually the way to alignment with ourselves. They're not what take us out of alignment with ourselves. Okay. So what is it that has our emotions a key factor when it comes to alignment? So when we're emotionally clear, we're in alignment. We're connected to our own inner guidance system, our own ability to be our own inner healer, our own ability to love and trust ourselves enough to listen for and connect to our soul's guidance. So imagine we've all got a mind, a body, and a spirit. And when we're connected to all three, we get access to our answers. We get access to a direction, a solution that would be right for us, in alignment with us in any given moment. And I love to say, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's not overwhelm ourselves. I teach about this in the Emotional Survival Kit course that you can find on RebeccahSilence.com. You have what you need, and you can just look for what's the next right choice for me and let that be enough. But when we're emotionally clogged up and funky, that is what disconnects us from our mind, our body, and our spirit. And when we're brave enough and courageous enough to be emotionally clear, there's nothing in the way, nothing, of deciding powerfully. And here's the kicker. No one can ever take away our ability to decide for ourselves. And life isn't ever actually deciding for us, no matter how, much pressure we feel from the outside in, we're still the ultimate decision maker. We're still the final answer for ourselves, but we don't often, especially when we're emotionally clogged up and funky, take responsibility for our ability to powerfully choose. So back to alignment. What if it's as simple as this? And I do believe it is as simple as this. Alignment means ease and flow and the most profound, deepest connection to myself and my truth and my guidance. And when I'm aligned, I can always know what to do next, what to say next, what to choose next, what to be next. So everything is either a yes or a no. When I'm aligned and in alignment, I know my yes and can follow my yes powerfully, empowered, inspired, and unapologetically. When I am disconnected from myself, when I am disconnected from my truth, I'm just grasping at straws. I'm seeking external guidance. I had a client say to me last week, I had all of this evidence that I was on track, that this was the right next move, but I just had to draw an oracle card because I needed one more sign. And I lovingly and jokingly said, so we just couldn't trust ourselves yet. So we needed external permission, guidance, enforcement that we were on track. This case was a moment where the card was very much in alignment with what she was hoping for. But what if it wasn't? What would life be like if we no longer needed the external to help us justify and defend and give ourselves permission to follow our own yes, our own truth powerfully, regardless of whether or not externally it looks like it makes sense in a moment? So all that's required is you clear mind, body, spirit, and the only way to be clear, as far as I can tell, with over 20 years of experience working with human behavior and some of the most complex coaching cases out there, what I have found to be true over and over again in my private practice work is the only way to be clear, mind, body, spirit, is to get clear emotionally. Because it isn't about getting clear with other people or circumstances or anything external. It's about being so clear within yourself that nothing can threaten your certainty, that you know what is right for you next. And sometimes that's an action step, but sometimes it's just trusting that there's nothing to do right now except be your own source of encouragement that has your own back, that knows right now there's nothing to do on this front. So I'm going to go take action over here because this is what feels good and right and most inspiring for me right now. All right. Third thing I want to say, how does emotional detoxing get you more aligned? And how the hell do you do that in a way that doesn't make things worse, in a way that doesn't feel, again, like you're about to start a trek trying to summit Mount Everest and you don't know that you're going to be able to survive it? So this emotional detox process that I'm about to teach you, not only has it worked for thousands of my clients in my private practice, but it is quite literally what I live and practice with myself, within myself, every single day. So here it is. Number one, we have got to decide that the emotions that we are afraid will kill us or threaten us or make things worse, including our relationships, our desired outcomes, we have got to just decide that our emotions, they're not bigger or more powerful or scarier than we are, and they're not trying to hurt us. Instead, we can know and rest in a way that brings us comfort and access to joy and to the best of ourselves, that our emotions, they're the gatekeepers that are helping us be more alive, more aligned, and more authentic. It's a decision. So that's number one to the emotional detox, to decide that our emotions, our access to authenticity, to alignment, and to our truth and our wholeness. Number two, when it comes to the emotional detox. Write down, I'm going to give you a journal exercise this week. Write down, what are my biggest fears right now? What is the outcome that I'm afraid of? If I leaned in to my emotions, if I let myself trust myself and get emotionally clear, what am I afraid is going to happen? And what would I need? This is part 2. What would I need to know or to trust about myself or about my emotions or about my life to give myself permission to follow my emotion so that I can find and access my most aligned and authentic truth? Number 3, what's the best case scenario? See, one of the things that we focus on is what we fear and what we think could go wrong. What we don't do enough of is pay attention to, well, what's the best case scenario here? What's the best case scenario if I let go of control, if I stop trying to manage circumstance, if I stopped giving time, effort, energy, and focus to what I actually have no control over and what I actually have no business trying to control, and instead just focused on what we do have control over, what we always have the ability to focus on, right? Which is our emotional well-being, our emotional clarity, and our own truth. So what could go right? That's the third thing that I want you to write about. Now, from here, what if there's nothing to do except journal one more question? And in this moment, am I guided towards any action step? In this moment, with this level of clarity, what is my guidance telling me is the most aligned, authentic, next right step for me? Bonus, what is my guidance telling me is not the right, correct for me? Remember, this isn't about right or wrong or what's correct for anybody else. This is just you with you. Do you feel the power in that? Do you feel your nervous system starting to relax with the permission to not worry about what's normal, what other people should do or would do in your scenario? All we're looking for is what is right and what is aligned and authentic and a yes for you. So bonus, you could write about what is your guidance telling you is not right for you. And then again, go back to what is your guidance telling you is right for you. And if your guidance, I have had this happen twice this year in a way where I almost couldn't believe this is what my guidance was saying. Like literally there's nothing to do. Just be gentle with myself and give myself grace. There's nothing to do. Let life work itself out. Let them work themselves out. You stay on your path. You are actually on track. Let that be enough. Give yourself grace. Be gentle with yourself, Rebeccah, and trust that all is well and that you are exactly where you need to be. If you get that type of an answer, celebrate. But whatever answer you get, even if it's just a whisper, let it be enough. Follow that. And then this week, pay attention to, is this a yes or is this a no? Now, you might be thinking, Rebeccah, this is so freaking black and white. How could it be that simple? Well, what if it is? What if we can just let our yeses be what we give power and energy to, and our no's, what if we can just let ourselves off the hook and let the no be enough to, okay, that's finished. I'm not going to doubt myself. I'm not going to question myself. I'm not going to spin my wheels. I'm going to move over here to the yes. I want us staying in yes lane territory. Get out of the no lane, stay in the yes lane. Let that be enough. And that will have you more aligned. And that will have you more clear and more certain. And know that one more time, your emotions are the access to the alignment you're looking for. They're not the problem. They won't make things worse. And if you're ready for private service support, go to RebeccahSilence.com and book a free discovery call. And if you're ready to do it yourself, take yourself on a journey going into the darker places in your mind, body, spirit, so you can get more emotionally clear, so you can feel like your life is yours, check out at RebeccahSilence.com, the emotional survival kit or the free trigger trauma release masterclass available for you there. Or finally, if you haven't already, buy Coming Back to Life, my book. It is a roadmap to healing from pain, to create the life you want as the most aligned version of you. It's also on Audible, also available wherever books are sold, or at RebeccahSilence.com. Okay, I hope you had as much fun as I did today, flirting with possibility and flirting with the part of you that always can get more and more aligned with yourself. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide, taking you on this journey of hope and healing. And remember, healing is possible. The darkness is real, and so is the light. And you are and always have been everything you would ever need to live aligned, for your life to be yours, and to feel the way you want to feel no matter what. I love you so much. See you again next week. And one more time, be sure to share this episode and to subscribe to our YouTube channel with those that you love and that you feel could benefit from a lesson on alignment. See you soon.